Okay, English grammar is quite a large subject, and I'm really focusing on just the things which I believe make a difference between passing or failing the OET writing test. This is the last little video in the grammar section of this course, all right? So we will have covered using formatting of your letter and the criteria for the letter, using articles, commas, apostrophes, colons, semicolons, past tense, present tense, future tense, and the attributional error. We spoke a bit about that. And now the last thing is modal verbs. So, what are modal verbs? Right, I don't know if you've ever studied statistics, but in stats, people talk about the p-value, right? P equals 0.001. What does that mean? So P is the probability, the likelihood that the research results have an error 1 in 1,000, which is pretty much spot on. It's got an error of plus minus 1 in 1,000. So when you've got a p-value of 0.001, it means that your research results, after you've done all the number crunching, are pretty good. Okay, so modal verbs are a bit like this, okay? So we've got a modal verb infers the likelihood of something actually happening. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. So we've got things like could, would, should, might, can, will. Yeah, they're the main ones. So I'm going to give you some little association things to help you remember this, okay? So could starts with a C, and if you can remember the word capable, or no, just capable, right? Would starts with a W, and that's a bit like, are you willing? Should starts with an S, and it's a bit like, the only thing I can think of was society, community. Germans call it Gemeinschaft. Okay. Could, would, should, might. What am I doing here? Right there. Might. Okay, just underline this one. That's a bit like may. May do it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to have a look at some of these things here. Put them into sentences. Okay. I could do it. I am capable of doing that. Is it going to happen? You could say, I could be there. It's 50-50. You might not. Right? Just depends. It's conditional on something else happening. That's what we're talking about. I would be there, but only if conditional. It's 50-50. You might not. I should do this before doing that. Okay. The larger community believes or knows this action is the best one to take. Right? That's when you should. Willing. It's would, willing. I would be there. I am willing to do it. I might get there. Just depends. So the could and the would and the might, they're all depending on something else happening. And the should, it's a really good idea. You should adopt this action, whatever it is. Let me explain this a bit more. So in your letters, Mr. Jones would benefit from hydrotherapy if that can be arranged. Right, so you're actually asking the person you're writing to arrange some hydrotherapy, and you know that he would benefit from it if it can be arranged. Right? Can't do hydrotherapy out there in the football field. It's got to have a pool, heated pool. And you should do this. So this one is, you often hear mothers saying, you should do your homework before you watch television. Yeah, fair enough. I'll make this a longer page here. There we go. Dressings should be changed twice a day. Sounds like a good plan to me. Okay. Saying all around the world, all nurses, all doctors know that clean dressings is an integral part of healing the wound quickly. Right. So should be changed twice a day. Right. You're not actually ordering this to be done. You're not saying do this. You're making a very strong recommendation. Right. So now we get down to this modal verb. Modal verb can. Barack Obama said we can do it. Okay, so can is 100% certain that I can do this. The patient can be available next Tuesday. Some kind of thing. It's all very positive, all right? So can is 100% certain, but when you're writing would and could and should, right? It's a bit conditional. So in the past, when I was doing face-to-face ESL classes, I'd go around the class and I'd ask, the classes would be full of Indian and Chinese students, and I'd walk up to someone and I'd say, so, Ranjit, can you lend me $5? And Ranjit would say, yes, ma'am. Call me ma'am. And I'd say, so, would you lend me $5? There's a difference. Can is, can he do it? Is he capable of doing it? Yes, he's got $5 in his wallet. He has $5 in his wallet, right? He is capable of doing this, lending it to me. Right? And then I asked him, so would you lend me $5? So I'm saying, he's thinking of it, is he willing to lend me the money? Right? And then he would probably reply, sorry, ma'am. Okay, sorry, ma'am. Need that for my lunch. Okay. It's a good way to teach them though. So you go around and so I might say, you should lend me the money. And Ranjit might say, why? I'd have to come up with a really good reason. Because you know I am good to pay you back. You will get your money. You will get your money back before class finishes today. And then you'd be in a great predicament whether or not to lend me $5. So there's all these little subtle differences. So would, could, should, can, they're modal verbs, and it's the likelihood of something, it's probably the certainty, that's probably a better word to put, certainty of something actually happening, right? That's modal verbs. Okay, that's it for this one. On to the quiz.